Alrighty then, I want to make a quick video for you guys. I want to knock this out in 10 minutes or less. My topic, and this is just another little tidbit to add to the other information I give you. My topic is going to be the political ramifications of future socio-economic development in the global system and its ultimate impact on the Galactic Federation of Planets. So let's get started. It's all bullshit. I hope that helps. Talk to you later. Bye. So let's get started. First of all, I want to say, do not listen to me on any topic, let alone this topic. I am not your teacher. I'm not an expert. I'm not a philosopher. I'm not anything. I'm nothing. Nobody. I know nothing, and you are responsible for your knowledge. Do your own research. I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can because I do want this to be a quick video. And you may see an error. Just hold it, because I'm going to try and knock out 3 birds with 1 stone right here. The first is going to be obvious. The other 2 I'll get to at the end. But we've got the creation of planet Earth. On the 6th day, God created the people, the races. And I'm going to skip a lot of stuff. This is not a philosophical exercise. This is to illustrate 3 points. So, I'm not going to go into detail about other things. I'm just going to skip through it. On the 6th day, all the people were created. On the 7th day, God rested. On the 8th day, God created the Garden of Eden. God created Adam and Eve. They were told, among other things, like I said, I'm not going to talk about everything. I am not your teacher. Study on your own. But they were told, don't you partake of the tree of knowledge, etc. Lucifer, the number 2 man in the universe, knows about this plan, knows what's going on. He's the number 2 man in the universe. If the people were created on the 6th day, why was the Garden of Eden and Adam and Eve created on the 8th day? For one specific purpose. This is going to be the bloodline for Jesus Christ. Now, Lucifer's only interest is in screwing up God's plan. Lucifer came down and seduced Eve, impregnated her. She took this newfound knowledge and showed it to Adam. He impregnated her. They had 2 sons, Cain, who belonged to Lucifer, Abel, who belonged to Adam. Time progressed. It came time for Abel and Cain to set up altars in giving thanks to God. Cain went out, he was a farmer. Abel was a shepherd. Cain went out, grabbed up a bunch of food, threw it on the altar. Abel was meticulous in setting up his altar. He hand-picked the lamb, etc., and they made their offerings. Now this is like the difference between the C student who does what is needed to get by and the A+ student who goes above and beyond. God was extremely pleased with Abel's effort, and he was not particularly pleased with Cain's. This is what created the animosity. This is why Cain became the planet's first murderer. Now, Abel and Cain had had children, and one of Cain's grandchildren was named Tubal-Cain. There was a Tubal in Abel's line as well, a grandchild. But the Masons chose Cain's child, grandchild. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. Now, Tubal-Cain is the Master Mason's password, and they got this neat little skit that they perform. They do this little tiger claw handshake. I call it mouth owl. Kitty craw handshake. And then they got this little skit. It's a joke of, oh, the password wasn't imparted to me, so I can't tell you. This, that, and the other thing. And this should be self-explanatory on whose side they're on. But there was a fundamental, basic error in this short little narrative I just gave you. And that is with the tree of knowledge. What does this say? This says that knowledge is bad. You know, biting the apple. The Apple logo. This is not what the Bible says. It is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. There is a huge, fundamental, basic difference. Now, I'm not going to go into this too deep because I am not a philosopher. I could not get into the extensive ramifications of it, but it does go back to kind of a, or not goes back to, but if you're the only person on the planet, you cannot do any evil. Not partaking of the tree of knowledge of good and evil is how many people would live together harmoniously with the removal of greed, a paradigm of coveting, and that's about as far as I'm prepared to go. Anyway, if you thought that there was nothing wrong with what I said when I said the tree of knowledge. That is how easily you can be deceived. That is how everything they have is twisted. This is where they get their to walk with Jesus is to live in darkness premise. But this is where they get it from, in that they are told knowledge is prohibited, whereas that is not the case. Anyway, that is one of the main points I wanted to make right there. Anyway, now